with Bodas.
Yeah, Boda's protesting. Some of them are still hesitant to register with KCCA because they are saying that the transport, the fee for training is quite high for them. Remember, KCCA has partnered with Ministry of Transport and Works and the Uganda Driving Licensing Agency to train these riders. And they want only 7,000 riders to be trained. But they say that the fee alone
They want training, only how many?
They want only 7,000 in Kampala Metropolitan. So they're saying that the fee for training is quite expensive. 70,000 if you choose. And they say because it's 70,000 training.
Baba training tukuteka mugia oba kuvugira mu kibuga.
To know the traffic signs, to know which side of the road they should be on at what time.
Whatever
kind of training. No, we have seen incidents of Bodas being reckless on the road. So I think they are not saying that the training is a bad idea. They're actually welcome to the training, but their concern is how expensive it is for them. So we have some of them there speaking about it.
Singa training nga tutuwadde yo sente awo kiba kirungi naye kitukosa ziri sente emitwalo mukaaga inakuchosa ziri emitwalo musanvu kubanga recommendation gifunira omutwalo training ya emitwalo mukaaga je emitwalo musanvu tosobola kugenda ku training nga tubakwadde recommendation yo kakasa nti oyina stage so oyina okusoka kuleka yo omutwalo basoga nti mwe kunganye mukole stage mukole mujje mwewandiise nebino byokusaba sente byakiyayi nze sikiriziganya nabyo ziragawa omusoro nguwa amafuta ga bei ero gateko n'okunsaba sente emitwalo mukaaga bwogimanyi bwegyenkana obungi mama nyabo emitwalo mukaaga olunaku nkola emitwalo ebiri andiro dayagala emitwalo 8 omwezi kati bwe ngandi nkuwa emitwalo mukaaga sikiriziganya nabyo okuba okufa njafa n'omuntu nenze siva Kampala
kinazuula okutusomesa obubonero obulandoza kuba enamba esinga tebamumanyi kati netugenda tubuyiga obubonero nebyo ne baali batugamba ebyokutegamba okukebera mitwe biki ebyo tebakebera bakeberanga maaso walinga abakesisi poliisi biki ebyo kwege twategera wa wezaalaga batuufu bali yali tobuulizaawo oba ziradde mu musawo yo
embeera bwe tuyimiridde mu kibuga. We'll let you guys know nenga kyekyo kigenda mu maaso. Let's cross over to the story where police has recovered a decomposing body of a 9-year-old who went missing, and they found the body in a septic tank.
Yeah, this kid actually has been missing for some time. The mother says that he's called Ibukenya Imran, 9-year-old kid. He disappeared on the 9th of July, and the mother has since been looking for him. By the time he disappeared, the mother had gone to attend to a patient in hospital, her sister, who also died in hospital. So the child had been missing until when police at Wamala discovered the child in Wakiso, in Nansana, there in a septic tank. And actually, they have arrested 2 suspects in relation to that, and they say they had covered the septic tank with paraffin to disguise the decomposing body of the child.
Police have been tracing for the child until yesterday, when police at Wamara received information that an unidentified body was seen floating in the septic tank at the home of Semaganyeri. The police responded with the fire prevention and rescue services, who retrieved the body, which was in the decomposing state, and a 20-liter jerrycan with suspected kerosene, which had been poured into the septic tank to disguise the smell of the decomposing body. Was later identified by the mother, who told officers that the child disappeared while she had gone to Mulago Hospital to give birth to the deceased.
Now, can you imagine, as a mother, you ask to identify the body of your child, and it's found in a decomposing in a septic tank?
It's really sad.
After losing another child.
After losing a sister. She had gone to attend to her sister in hospital.
Why do we busy with Kuba money? So what reason did was it murder? Was it, I don't understand. Was it an accident?
Well, they're holding 2 suspects, the owner of the home and other suspect identified
owner
as
of the home as in landlord.
The owner of the home in which the septic tank was found.
Yes.
In which the body was found in the septic tank. So they're holding those 2, but of course it's an incident of murder because it's somebody turning out in a septic tank and then
with
the
paraffin
covered
top,
around. That already shows that it's an incident of murder. So I don't know the motive to kill the baby, but that is sad. There's
another 14-year-old boy that has been missing for 3 weeks after he ran away from school.
Yeah. This kid ran away from school 3 weeks ago. He had actually been sent back home by his parents to go and get school fees. So when he decided to go home, he had a phone with him. And then the phone happened to be for somebody else, not his phone. So he met the uncle at home. The uncle questioned him
Yes.
why he's having a phone and where he's actually a P7 pupil, 14 years old. So the uncle questioned and wanted to know where he's got the phone from. And he said, this phone belongs to a friend of mine. So they went back to school. The uncle said, no, tugende kusomero. And they tell me where you got this phone from. So when they returned to school, the head teacher called some of the kids he was alleging were the owners of the phone, and the kids denied. They said, you see musiafe. It's for that boy. So the school administration decided to suspend this boy. Now, as they suspended him, the father, the uncle actually also said, now I'm also going to report the father. Let me even call him right now because this is very bad. How can a child be with a phone at school and a P7 kid? So in the process of calling the father, the boy asked to go for a short call and disappear.
Definitely. Sharp.
So,
He reminds me of my young self from senior one.
yeah.
I got suspended tukazom vision empire to aterendongo. Like skipping the fence.
Yeah.
When I got suspended, I did the entire also disappear. But then where I was,
For
I
how
was
long and where did you go?
for 2 years.
Yeah? You
Hey!
disappeared for 2
2 years.
So where did you go? What were you doing with your life by the time you disappeared? Wagenze ku street ngosabiriza.
No.
Wagenze nofuna ka gig
Making money.
nokola.
It was that peer pressure, eh? I
Where
was
did you
actually
get-
having gigs, eh? I did all. That's where the experience comes from.
Which gigs did
We
you
are a
do,
product of
Manage?
hustle.
Which
Chikubi
gigs
comes
did
a
you
bad
do? Were you
but
carrying
bottom
bananas?
bottom line is guys,
Yeah.
look, especially Abazade, if your parent, if your child or if your guardian, if your child has done wrong, do not give them that fear, because at that age they have nothing to lose and they think you understand,
Yeah.
they can take bold decisions that like you've never witnessed and you're like,
I actually had also a very crazy sister like that.
exactly.
Whenever my mom would try to beat her, like for doing something, she'd find her way out and run and disappear for 2 days. Then she would come back and tell, I was working. I went to Samka home. I was working as a maid. Then they gave
you
me money
imagine?
to go to the market and I got transport. You got my transport to
And
come
came
back.
back.
And you're like,
Look, listen, as a
Really? Like,
guardian,
kids
as
do
a
these
parent,
things.
or your man, I know bamukwano, go like abere chali or munyumi. Of course, you have to discipline the child when they do wrong. But the modes of disciplining have changed. We do not beat anymore. Babi manyira, you have to talk to them. You have to make sure you know what's going on in their lives. Talk to them about their fears. Just understand your child.
well, but
Bottom
now,
line.
a 14-year-old, you're dealing with a teenager.
Do you know the age at which I disappeared?
We were a teenager.
Off air, but definitely I was a teenager.
Yeah,
Become
this is a
Mozambique
teen.
Galaxy FM
Actually,
Kodi.
police is still looking for him. He's called Frank Nyanzi. He's from Gilding Star Primary School. So they're asking anybody who knows a kid identified by that name, Frank Nyanzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know, report to police and let the kid be found by the parents.
Besides that, still about children, learners need constant counseling to avoid bad vices, according to the school authorities and many people in the country. They're
Yeah.
thinking that easy, basu sempi, but they need constant counseling.
They need constant counseling. In July, there's actually a school, Green Hill Academy.
This one here,
Yes.
of Chibuli.
In Buate.
And what?
Yeah. So they made headlines when some of the kids mysteriously disappeared from school.
The ones they found
They
at
found
the
in
airport.
Entebbe. Yes.
When
stranded
they already
because
had
of-
tickets and visa,
Uh-huh.
Ivan.
Now, that is not the only incident. We have seen reports. There are actually reports that have been circulating on social media that these days kids are being paid to get into homosexuality.
Exactly.
They give you 600K and, you join the vice. There's been reports of alcoholism, kids importing drug-laced biscuits and stuff in school. So, according to head teachers of schools, they're saying kids need counseling, that it is very important because now we can't tell where the kids are learning the vice from. Vazija waka ne bazileta kusomero, oba they are learning some of these vices from their fellow peers within the school.
These children spend much of their time in schools compared to home. In school, they interact with so many children, different behavior, different. But I think the schools also, they might have a role. And I think this can be actually, because parents also might say you're the one bringing your children who are what? Who also are using drugs. So it can be either way. But that children are learning some of the manners from school and the parents are not able to detect, or the parents, schools get to know about these issues, but they don't come up for fear of labeling or branding their school in a different way.
We have had a lot of sessions to reprogram them but where they have not been reprogrammed, where they have not been cancelled, where they have not been prepared, most of them have had a lot of. Let me speak about Mengo Senior School. We have a very strong, we have a one-to-one. We allow them cancel each other, but also the teachers are on ground. We keep giving them counseling talks in different sessions.
But look, listen, twagala obuuliza gwe Muzinya atuwuliriza essaawa zino olowooza ki ekirina okukolebwa okutaasa abaana baffe balina empisa embi bookya amasomero abaana balwana exactly zina empisa
from school. But I think mostly it is from both places because parents will say kids go to school, I train my kids well, never get kusomero, peer influence, they were mixing on the others and they get these habits. Then also teachers will say, for us, we train the kids well.
Exactly.
So these kids pick the manners from home.
Gwomuzinyi kikyolowooza itira ku noti musanvu emu noti bbiri abaana basusse empisa embi abazadde beeraliikirivu tebaagala abaana bawummule n'amasomero tegagala abaana baddeyo. It's just where these children supposed to go, yeah. Like they're so rowdy. I was at a particular school over the weekend. Everything I went with, I didn't come back with. I bambe from my watch, my chain, my money.
Serious? Did they steal or what you gave out?
They stole like graciously. You know, like how someone's saying, "I'm taking this."
Can I do a selfie with it?
Can you imagine? But look, listen.
Wow.
We want to know. Me, one thing I've recognized: there's a gap. The 2 years of COVID.
Yeah.
They didn't leave those children the same. Abana, I don't know whether they're in a different mental space.
They are.
Like what we think they're in.
Yeah.
So Sango Mwana Alimu senior 3, in their mind, they know they're supposed to be like in senior 5. And then,
6.
Exactly. And there's a gap, There's a missing
But
link there.
now problem is like the way the teacher, that head teacher is saying that for us we train, but also the teachers who are training need training because also the teachers have been off for 2 years.
Exactly. They don't know how to handle the children anymore.
Yes, they don't know how to handle the
Galaxy FM. There's a school I went to and all the boys had pins in the ear. International school. I was like,
oh my God.
Okay, I sent my son here.
Okay, pin.
Look, listen, I sent my son a pin in the ear at school. Pam, there's no excuse.
Another level.
There's no excuse.
That is next
omwana wange
level.
newenandimusindiseeyo.
What message is that kid passing?
Exactly. Nga teyandi bikoze n'alaba abaana bano abalala nga babyambadde tayinza butabyambala.
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Peer influence.
Yes. This is Anna Black Daddy representing the universe. Nze kyengamba bano abaana mitima gy'abaana nti omwana newoonaamukolera ki newoonaamukolera ki still waaba wambwa ajja kusigala nga wambwa.
Galaxy.
Mr. Henry wewale kweza. This is why from Kawo. Actually, abaana empisa embi zino zitandikidde okuva ewaka. Amasomero nago gakozeeko kye gasobodde. But even we parents, we no longer mind and care about the kids. To fetch him, we don't have time for the kids. Tubeera mukola ssente tetuwadde baana budde. So n'amasomero tugasaasire bannange.
Thank you. Galaxy.
Yo, Mr. Nkoko Henry, kyali kitya kye kiriko ono Tyler Dansol okuva eno nsinzidde eno ebbombo gwe kyolina omumanya Mr. Hen abaana banaku zino baagala nnyo kusilayinga abaana kati bayingiramu omuze gw'okugopesa kujogesa anti kati nawe nga wobimanyi young generation they make it happen, every time, every day.
Galaxy.
Hello Galaxy, ono Esther okuva Nansana. Kati nze kyengamba olaba bagamba nti charity begins at home. Oluusi kisinziira omuzadde engeri gy'akuzaamu omwana we. Omwana bw'omukuza bw'oti nga tosobola kumulaga nti eno mistake n'omulaga the right way. Kati kitegeeza ajja kukula bw'atyo ate bw'aba nga yakuze yatuuse dda mu myaka egya waggulu tosobola namutereeza n'akkiriza. Kati abazadde be balina okusooka kufa ku baana ne balyoka ne babasindika ku ssomero.
Naye okimanyi nti abaana banywera shisha mu masomero like babeera ne shisha pooti batwala buno bushisha peeni the rechargeables. Abaana bakwatira ewaka like okay look listen I want to think also to a certain degree parents have failed the children.
They have like
gwe nga tata w'omwana oli mu ddiiro okwacca maama w'omwana ali eri emabega mu ffumbiro ali ku shisha pooti oba alina kashisha peeni mufulumye mugenze ku mukolo weetadde okwacha oli ku shisha osika oli ku kengo onywa omwana naye akulaba they're gonna think that it's normal, you understand?
But I think it's a two-way thing. I think schools need to play their part. Abazade nabo bazanyo their role as well, because now as a parent, if you teach your kid, if you train your kid well, it is very difficult for the kid to fine, there's peer influence, but when a kid has grown up with good morals and they go to school and they're doing some crazy stuff, they'll say, no, my parents taught me different, so I will not be easily influenced by others.
Exactly.
So also there are those kids who are taught at home, but they go to school and they're influenced.
And then
so we need a double thing. Parents need to play their part.
There's also
but
sugar daddies
well.
that are paying for these children's school fees, that are buying them iPhone 13s, giving them cars to drive. So omwana walaba munenga yali kulevo ndala. Yakuteka 13. Agamba banaye chiche sitaina na.
And they tell you, again. Let me show you how to do this stuff.
Guys, it's bad. It's deadly.
We are Uganda's #1 radio station with no doubt. Galaxy FM, #1 with no apology. 100.2%.